Hello, my name is Ahmed and thank you for watching this video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how we can protect Microsoft SQL database using Netbackup. So as you can see here, I have already installed Windows, and on top of it, I have installed SQL server. I created one database, DB test1. I'm going to take a backup of this particular SQL server, which is just a standalone SQL server. I might not go deep inside the availability group, but the concept will be same. So what I have done over here so far, I have just installed the Netbackup on top of this particular Windows server. So Netbackup is there already installed. We have already sorted together how to install the Netbackup, so I thought it will save some time. The SQL server is there, database is there. I have made sure that this particular client, which I'm going, or username, which I'm going to use, which is SQL admin, does have the privileges which is required. So there are some specific privileges which is required, but I just have given the sysadmin. So when you're assigning the sysadmin role, that means this guy will be able to do the backup and so on, everything else. In case it is against your organization's compliance, you just simply go through the Netbackup guide. You will come to know whether the specific permissions required for the service account of the Netbackup. So as I mentioned, I provided the sysadmin roles to this particular guy, SQL admin. I have made sure that the SQL admin is part of the local administrator as well. This is again is a requirement. So it's part of the administrator groups. At the same time, if I open services here, okay, mistyped it. Just go to the history that I have. Netbackup. So we will have this Netbackup services which we have saw before. There are two services which we have to reconfigure it, or at least they have to run under a service account which has the visibility inside the inside the SQL server, so SQL database. So that's client service and legacy client service. Let me show you guys here, if I'm not mistaken. So we have here, yeah, Netbackup client service and Netbackup legacy network service. Sorry. So these two must be logged in with the our service account, which has the access to the database, SQL database. Okay. Beside that, we have to provide or make sure that that particular service account has these permissions on that particular server. So if I go to bring this guy over here, this one here. If I go to GP edit, let me see. So these are all documented from the Netbackup already. In case if you access the documentations, you will be able to see it as well. So security settings, and then we come to local policies, user right assignments. So we have act as part of operating system. SQL admin, we will add it here. Apply, okay, and then we have create a token object. Again, we have to make sure SQL admin is part of this guy as well. Apply, okay. Impersonate client after authentication. Administrator is there already, so our SQL admin is part of this group, so no need to add that one. Replace the process level token. SQL admin is already there. Okay, so that's all. We can say that our client or SQL server is ready to be for the backup. Here now I have, as I mentioned, client service and legacy network service. This too, we have to either come here to log in this account, and then I have to mention, let's say, Kion Lab, and then SQL admin, and provide a password for my service account, and then restart the service. At least both of the services has to be restarted. Or if I don't want to do that, because the thing is, let's say if I want to change the password, I have to go to each SQL server and change the password every time. Instead of that, we can simply come here to our net backup, go to the credentials management. I have already configured this one, but I will just do it again. So I'll just do edit, or let me just delete it. See if I can delete it or no. Delete it. Add net backup. It will be used the net backup credentials. Start. I will call this, let's say, SQL server service account. You can use your own name convention, doesn't matter. Next, from the category, I will mention that this is for which workload, which is Microsoft SQL Server. Here again, I have two options. I can select either use credentials that are defined locally on the client. That means on that service, on the services which I have mentioned to you guys, or I can say no, use this one. So I can use and put a domain. Next. But now, if you want to provide permissions to different users which have different roles, you can do it here as such that those guys will be able to take care of this credentials and update it. Finish. And that's it. So now if I come here to Microsoft SQL Server, if I come here, databases, right now it's not seeing it. Let me just go do manage credentials, I select this one, next. If it didn't work, maybe I have to restart the SQL server, because as it mentions here, after we provide this one, we have to restart the SQL server. So I did not do the reboot of SQL server. Let's see if our backup underscore will work without an issue. So I have the instance here. It's showing me that there is no protection for it. It's active, registered, credentials. So if I click on it, if I go to databases, okay, I can see the instances, and my database is there as well, which is dbtest1. So let's take a backup of it, and then we try to restore it by deleting this one, and then let's see will it be able to restore or no. So go here to the policies, add SQL backup, let's say just 01. My naming convention is not amazing, I do know that, but it's just a lab. All right, so as we mentioned before, all of these options, I'm going to keep it as it is. Okay. Here I'm going to mention to, let us go to MSTP server, schedules, add. So we will have three type of backup for databases. Usually it will be full, differential, and transaction log. So I'll go with transaction log first. So I'm going to make it TL backup, log backup, or whatever you guys like to copy it, mention it doesn't matter. Transaction log backup, I'm gonna make it, let's say, every 1 hour. Let it happen every 1 hour. It might be too much for you guys. Maybe you want it every once a day, once a week. It depends. You have to ask your DB team, and they will provide you with the best frequency. Here again, I'm going to keep it only for 3 days. Now I have already created this one for myself. 3 days. That's more than enough for me, for my lab. Start window, I'm going to make it 24/7. I don't know if it took it or no. All right. Here I'm going to make sure 59 is there. And then again, 59. Cool. Add another. I'm gonna make this one incremental backup. All right, so differential incremental again once. This one I'm gonna make it every once a day, and again the retention I'm gonna keep it only for 3 days to save a space, and that's it. Start window I'm gonna make it from this to 4. Duplicate Friday I'm gonna keep it only for the full. It doesn't matter because how it works based on the full incremental and differential, let's say, it will always go with the full. It gives the priority to full and then to differential and then to the logs. That's how Netbackup arranges the backup. But anyway, just mentioning it like this, and then add another. We have now full once a week. I'm gonna make this one to happen only on Friday from this to here. Let me see. Again, this guy I'm gonna make it 3 days. I believe that's it. That's for the schedules. Add. Looks cool for me. Let me see if the frequency it's 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, and retention period is 3 days, which I can see from here. Okay, in SQL databases, we have these options which you guys see here. Either protect instance databases, which applies for us. Protect instance group in case we have as an instance group, you will put them over here. Availability group, if you have AG, we will select this one. Client for use with the batch files. This is in case, let's say, we want the backup happens as per the a batch file which is available, let's say, on the client side, or a batch file which is available there. So it will run from that batch file. Your administrator knows about this, SQL administrator. They can create a batch file to, let's say, take the backup through that batch file or through that file which is available, and all the commands for SQL is inside it. Right now for us, we're going for this one, but in case if you have availability group, you will simply select this one. That's the difference between the instances and availability group. Backup selections, as you can see, we can select the whole database which is there by default, or file groups, or files. We don't have as a table, let's say, if you want at that specific level. So in case, let's say, you want to do a restoration of the table, then again, I believe it will not give us the options. We will see together. It will allow us to restore the whole database, and then from the whole database, maybe your DB team, they can restore that specific table. Okay, so that's it. I'll go with the next one, MySQL servers. Again, we have some options here. If you see on the left side, we have this database options. On the right side, we have the transaction log options. That means whatever options we see here is for the database options, and whatever we see here is related to transaction log options. We have number of backup strips and client buffer per strips. These are in case if you want to make it more than, let's say, 1 strips between the SQL and the Netbackup, you can increase it. But this you have to consolidate with your or to consult, you have to consult with your DB team to provide you the best numbers, or you can do a hit and try and find out. But if it's productions, I always recommend you guys to always involve the DB team so they can provide you the best options, which is you can apply over here. In case if you have ability database backup preference, you can mention over here, or you can even skip it if you don't want them. Right now we are doing for instances, so this option doesn't apply to us. VDI timeout, in case if you want to enable or increase the timeout, which is 300 seconds by default, you can do it from here. What are the other options which will be useful? You can allow this one, skip unavailable, so it will skip it, not give you error, it will just skip it. Skip read-only file groups again. Convert differential backups to full when no full is there. So usually this happens, let's say, during the first backup. So it will not give you an error, let's say our full is going to happen on Friday. By first differential, it will convert it to full. Likewise over here, for transaction log, again, we have some options. Again, I'm going to put this one and this one. And this option by default is there. That means obviously it doesn't allow the logs to grow forever, because we want the logs to be truncated once the backup is being taken, right? So that's what the option does. And that's it. We go ahead and press create. Now it might fail because the compatibility or stuff like that, but we'll see together. Select it. Manual backup. No clients are defined. Yeah, that's right. We did not select it, the client here. So the clients, we did not add it. Let me add the client here. Automatically didn't know how many instances with the workload of the SQL is there. I'm gonna select this guy and then select. If I go over here, I will have this databases. So I can select one particular database in case if I don't want to select all of them. But since I want to select all of them, I'm gonna select like this, and then you will see that it's giving me database name as all. That means even if the next time you add a new database, because every time it will fetch the database names as all from the SQL Database Studio or management, it will fetch the new database as well, and it will add it over here. So save it. SQL backup, manual backup. Let me go with the incremental and backup. Let's see if it'll work or no. If it didn't work, I have to find out why it didn't work and then try to fix that. Okay, one transaction log is started automatically and one differential. Let me see if this guy will give an error or it'll try to work. Okay, it seems it took the backup. Is it successful? Right, let's see. So it was just a simple table. It was nothing inside it. That's why it was pretty fast. Well, I'm looking to find out if nothing is mentioned here, but the backup was successful. Let me see if this guy is going to give me what I'm looking for. I'm looking to find out if it converted to full or no. Basically, it will tell us it's not able to find the full, so I'm going to right here subvention. Anyway, I don't waste time of you guys, but we can see that now the full and the incremental and the transactions happen. Definitely one of these guys did the full because we have defined it that you can convert it to full. It's either transaction log or the full. Okay. Now, okay, division accounts. Alright, okay. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Converting differential database backup to full database backup per configurations. So as I mentioned, because we have configured that if you don't have the full, you can convert it to full. It's configured it to full. So the next time it will be differential, obviously. So now we have a database backup available for us. Let's go ahead and let's see if I can, what I can do over here. Database. Let me see if I can just delete it. DB test one. All right. Okay, let me see it allow me. Okay, it's deleted now. So now the database is deleted here. You guys can see that that database is not here. Let's try to restore it. So I'll go just to the under the workloads, Microsoft SQL Server, databases. Obviously, you might have a huge list over here. You can simply search for a database, or from the instance you can search and then click inside it, go to database. It doesn't matter how you do it. Same will be there, same for availability group. So db test one, I'll go inside this one, recovery point. That recovery point I can see here. So as you can see, both of this was selected as a full, even transaction log was done as a full. So this one is higher. So I'll just go over here and say it will give me either recover single recovery point, or if there are, let's say, multiple transaction log, it will tell me the full backup and the full chain. So right now I have only one single recovery point. I'm going to select on this one. It will tell me where I want to restore it. So right now I'm restoring to the same client. In case you want to restore different locations, you will just simply from here select that particular host which you have. DB name which I want to restore, I know it's DB test one. I'm mentioning here restore everything to original locations. You can select, let's say, to different locations in case if you don't want to restore to the same locations. You can change the name in case if you don't want the same name as well. Let's say you don't want to overwrite it, you can change the name from here. I'm going to keep it to everything to original locations. Again, here we can select it, the logs to be different locations, database file to be in different locations. But again, for me, I'm going to keep it in the original locations. Here I have to provide the credentials, or I can select existing credentials. I'm going to select existing credentials, which will be the same credentials which I'm using right now. Click next. Recovery points is giving me from where it's going to do it. And if it was on the different locations, I could have just changed it. If let's say I want to be done from different locations in case I have a multiple copy. Click next. We can select this one just to verify. We don't want to restore it. We just want to make sure that everything is fine and there is no issue with it. It will just confirm and do the verifications and provide us a report. I want to actually restore it, so recover. We can do a consistency check. If you want to do a consistency check, you can do it from here. You have this multiple options. We have multiple options. We can do the recover, we can do the restoring, and a standby. So basically, for example, your DBT might tell you, okay, restore it, keep it in a storing mode, and then they will do it, put it in the recover mode from their side, or they will, let's say, bring the database up and running. For me, I just want to recover it. We can do the override existing database in case it's there, it will overwrite it for us. And then here we have VDI timeout. For the backup was 300. Here, as you can see, it's 600. I'm going to click next. Just a review. We can review, and again, they allow us to do the change, which basically goes back. Start recovery. And let's see if it will work or no. Select over here, job ID, details. As you can see here, mine is evaluation edition. Don't have a license for it. Perfect. It was successful. So let's go back to our database, Management Studio. Refresh it. And there we go. Our database is it's back. See, I don't know if you can see anything inside. I don't remember if I've created something inside or not, but the database which we deleted was restored without an issue. And that's the same concept applies for the availability group. Only one options which I think it's good you guys know. If you have availability group, you will have the concept of the host mapping. So it might ask you, because you will have a cluster on top of cluster, you will have minimum 3 clients on top of it, or maybe 2. You have to do the host mapping for that availability group. At the same time, if you come to host properties, master server, the primary servers, you will have this concept of distributed application restore mapping. Again, you will have to go through it from the Netbackup admin guide. It will explain what sort of naming you have to provide here. So basically, you will have to provide it here. This is in case if you want to do the restore to the exact same locations. But normally, database teams, they might ask you just restore to different locations, and then they will add it inside the availability group. But in case if you want to do restorations directly to inside the availability group, you have to follow this naming convention and provide them here as well. And that's only change between the standalone SQL Server restore and availability group. That was all. Thank you for watching this video.